seva, seva, seva. Seva to the Vaishnava, Guru seva. When the Guru says, do this, help this one, then that is seva. It's not, say, living outside life and coming and giving something to the Guru. That is not what. It's when it's something completely guided, completely engaged, that is the thing. 24 hours a day engaged in the mind. The body needs to rest, because the body is rest. But it has to be sanctioned by a higher Vaishnava. So I'm most fortunate. Brahma Maharaj is completely extension of Sri Govinda Maharaj, which is completely extension of Sri Maharaj. So I got the thing filtered just like a magnifying lens, I know that if I say about Maharaj, with all my incapacities, but the most serving attitude and my heart, then Govinda Maharaj is going to be pleased, then Sri Maharaj. And of course, Sri Maharaj also pleased, because how I came to know Sri Maharaj is because I was praying to Bhaktisiddhanta to give me the proper Guru for me, that I can really understand what is Bhakti Yoga, what is the message of Prabhupada that's come to the West to give. I was praying to him and to Bhaktisiddhanta. And I cannot imagine that there's only one Swami Maharaj, and that is it. Swami Maharaj is not there. But tell me, where should I go? He guided me to Sri Maharaj. When Sri Maharaj was to leave his body, I was praying to him, Sri Maharaj, I'm just no one. I got no Vaishnava etiquette. I don't know anything about Bhakti Yoga. Please guide me to the one that will really teach me your move, because I knew that I could not be near Govinda Maharaj all the time. So he guided me to Sri Maharaj, and there's no...
So from now on, you're like intimate associates for a long time.
Yeah, 8 years now. 8 years. It's like Shiksha. It's the Guru instructor. So sometimes we don't see him for months, but every time I have connection, and when I'm going out, I know that he's guided. If there's some question, I go back to him, because all this energy is put towards Govinda Maharaj and to this Krishna Maharaj.
Very fortunate. That was actually very good. Thank you very much. Where is it?
Video cassette. Recording. এটা দাঁড়া লাইটে লাঠি ফাটি দিয়ে এরকম করো সে উঠে যাবে রেকর্ডিং করছে ঘোরাঘুরি করো না না একটু ঘোরাঘুরি করো না
It's okay. Like before we doing this shooting, I would like to ask your name.
Yes. My name is Ananta Krishna Das from Hungary.
Is that similar with Krishna? There's some parallels?
No, nothing. I think I get this name from Srila Guru Maharaj because of what does that mean, this name? Ananta means unlimited.
Right.
Krishna means Krishna, and
Right.
Das means
Right.
servant of the unlimited Krishna.
Oh my God, such a beautiful name. Now, you involved somehow, rather, I'm not sure, you involved with printing of Sridhar Maharaj's book.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about?
Yeah, how this, we have now publishing house called Sweet Water. Sweet water means Édesvíz in Hungary. Sweet water means Hapanya.
Right.
Guru Maharaj appeared in Hapanya, where we were yesterday.
Right.
Hapanya is the sweet water where Guru appeared. And do you know, in the Sri Guru and his grace there is written, there is the sun, is
Right.
Krishna.
Right.
The lotus is disciple, and the water is Sri Guru. Without the water, Krishna, the sun, can burn the lotus, the disciple. It means without the relationship, the connection with Sri Guru, very dangerous even the relationship with Krishna.
Right.
So Guru, the water, is supplying, feeding, nourishing the lotus, also taking care of and protect from different things.
Right.
So that is a very perfect explanation and symbol of these three things: God, Guru and disciple. That's why we have our logo, the lotus, and our name is Edashvis. Edash means Sri Guru.
Right.
So before Edashvis, I published the Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the Beautiful, in Hungarian language. Guru Maharaj in 88 passed away. And with my son, Adhirendra Prabhu, we thought we must immediately do something for Srila Guru Maharaj. So then we thought, what we can do? We went on Sankirtan, collect money, everything. But what we have to do? And that was December, Christmas time. And my son told, let's print a book. And we would like to make it for Gaur Purnimtam. It was 89, 22nd, 22 of March. And I thought, it's impossible to make a book for such a short way. We didn't even translate it. And he thought, Peter, Father, you can do, you are able to do. And I asked him, do you think? And he said, yes, definitely. You are who can. And we did it.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of it.
And from now on, you're publishing many different books, not only Srila Govinda.
Yeah, that was the first book.
Maharaj.
That was the first book, The Search for Sri Krishna Reality, the Beautiful. And then I realized if I will continue in this way, the book company will go bankrupt.
Right.
Because you cannot sell only spiritual books.
Right.
Then I published Past Lives, Future Lives, Ayurveda, The Science of Self-Healing, different, very positive, new age esoteric books.
Right.
And then different series was growing up. Natural healing, reincarnation, UFO stories, message from ancient time, and so on and so on. And then suddenly, one by one, our series was growing. And now we have 145 books by the grace of Guru Maharaj.
Right.
All is selling well. We have 2 bookstores.
Right.
20 other in franchising system, and we have a wholesaler place and a mail order branch. So the company is doing well. And also we have a company, a printing publishing house in Santa Cruz called Ananta Printing, not because of my name.
Right.
That was a strange arrangement. It was previously given that name to them. I'm just entered with my service to support them.
Okay. And now let me ask you a question. You're publishing so many books, and you're a very social person, and many devotees, they're kind of afraid of bad association. How you, with your devotional and with your, let's say, material activities, how you just combinating these 2 things?
It's very simple. Actually, Guru Maharaj representing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu was the person who embraced even those who has leprosy. Mahaprabhu embraced the most fallen souls, the most. Nitai asked Mahaprabhu, please be very nice with Jagai Madai, who nearly killed him. I mean, he made terrible things with him. So Nitai and Nimai, Lord Nityananda and Lord Mahaprabhu is the ocean of nectar, Daya Nitai, Daya Nimai. They are the ocean of nectar, they are the ocean of mercy.
Right.
Nectar means mercy, they are the ocean of mercy, they are graceful with any living being. What to speak about then the environment? The environment is perfect, Guru Maharaj used to say. If our view is proper, then the environment is perfect. So we must love everything and everything till one point. Of course we are looking for the association of Vaishnavas, but that doesn't mean that with regular audience we are not very kind and nice.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this has been one of the major problems in Krishna society, that they were, even with themselves, they weren't so, I would say, ecstatic, but they were very much cursed of all others. Now, with the teachings of Govinda Maharaj, he mainly teaching this conception of giving respect to other people.
Exactly.
Do you think we have brighter future?
Yes, definitely. If we are developing in ourselves this mood of association with anybody, Trinada Pisunicena, Tarora Pisaisnuna, Amanina Mana Dena, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. If we will be more humble than a blade of grass, more forbearing like leaves, and give honor to everyone, give tolerance, we will be tolerant with everybody, with all the living beings, even with the killer, without expecting to have back anything for ourselves, then we will be qualified to chant the name of Hari. That is the Shikaktakam most brilliant teachings. This is the introduction of Mahaprabhu.
Well, you just remind me with the Shastaka version of your tape. What can you tell me about your new tape that you just came out?
That is.
You're also a singer as far as I can see.
No, actually, I'm trying to serve Srila Guru Maharaj in different ways. But how this tape, this cassette appeared, it's a miracle for me, and it proves that miracle can happen anytime, any minute with us. Real miracle. What is real miracle? Not that someone going and walking on the water. That is mystical. That is so many people can do with some training. But who can do that from what Mahaprabhu is doing? That 24 hours serving, quality service towards the Lord Krishna. That was Mahaprabhu's teaching when he came to earth. He showed by sample how he's serving 24 hours his Lord and tasting meanwhile that nectar and distributing it to others. If we are serving properly our Shiva Guru Maharaj, Sri Guru and Gauranga, definitely must come with support from spiritual life and to let us enter to the plane of Shiva service. And then everything can be with us. Everything we would like to get anything, we will get it for our service.
Right. Now, are you planning to visit Russia?
Yeah, I would like to visit. Russia is one of my favorite places. I would like to go there. When we will finish this, it's coming back to the cassettes.
Right.
The cassettes by accidentally appeared. I'm saying accidentally like this for Srila Guru Maharaj 100-year anniversary.
Right.
The third song called Vikralampa is the highest taste of when Mahaprabhu was tasting that nectar when he was separation from Lord Krishna. And oh Govinda, without you the world is empty, tears are closing my eyes like rain and the moments seem like forever. That is the highest realization of separation, union in separation. We made a song, we get actually a song from our Srila Guru Maharaj. We get the chance to make this song. And now I would like to make a video clip, but will support this song to get the chance worldwide knowing this song. Because Mahaprabhu's words in there, Mahaprabhu left us only 8 slokas in this material world to us, but that was the highest from him. And now we can distribute these highest things to average people, to general public. We have to very carefully dealing with this project, right. But I'm trying to do it. I hope by the mercy of Lord Nityananda and my Gurudev and Govinda Maharaj, we can make this very nice way.
Okay, then please say hello to Russian devotees.
Jai Gurudev, Nitai, Gaur Haribol. I wish you all the best. You have worked for it and you will get it. Definitely. Jai Guru Maharaj. Dandavat to all the devotees.
Very nice.
Jai Gurudev. Now I'm taking a picture of him.
Of Russian devotees.
Yes.
Это вид сверху Матхи, рядом с комнатой Шридхара с вами Махараджа. Сейчас наступает момент инициации, перед инициацией. Вот комната Сагар Махараджа.
Like this.
Все очень просто.
Вводим лично, видишь, он не лег. Да, я сидела. Он же падал, ну не так. Ну, до тебя до конца, ну все, поняла, вот как ты.
Где он рекламу ходит?
Это же по экрану. Excuse me?
Thank you. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivadadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. This is Panchatattva name. And Panchatattva name and bow down.
Это мантра Панчататтва. Те, кто будет повторять мантру, всегда будет повторять мантру Панчататтва. Сначала будешь
Once or thrice, then bow down to them.
Сначала будешь повторять ее несколько раз и медитировать на Панчататтву.
Then you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is the highest mantra, and which is this all mantra the best. That Mahamantra I have got from my Guru Maharaj.
Потом впоследствии ты начнешь повторять Махамантру. Эта Махамантра является лучшей из всех остальных мантр, которые только существуют. Эту мантру я получил от своего Гуру Махараджа.
By his order, I am giving that Mahamantra to you.
По милости своего учителя я даю эту Махамантру тебе.
It is descending through Guru Parampara. Descending
Эта мантра снизошла на землю через цепь ученической преемственности духовного мира.
And this is that Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is Mahamantra. We chant from big to big, small, and to turn and small to big. This Mahamantra chant without offense and very happy.
Эта Махамантра, ты будешь повторять ее от большой бусины к маленькой, потом разворачиваться и повторять дальше. Повторяй ее и будь счастлив.
And 10 kinds of offerings. It is English. It is memorized.
В этой книге есть 10 оскорблений святого имени, которые нужно избежать. Yes, we have one in Russian. When he will come in Moscow, we'll give it to him.
That's what they're saying, yes. What are they going Your devotee name,
Atul Chandra.
this is your name.
Это твое имя сегодняшнего дня Атул Чандра. Да. Атул Чандра.
This is all mantras the best.
Повторяй мантру Хари Кришны и запомни о том, что это лучшее из всех, которые существует мантр.
Mantra moon, and he is Krishna. Chandra means Krishna.
Одно из имен Луны.
Parallel meanings is that. Parallel.
Параллель с Луной. Это имя Панчататтвы, Господь читания. Сначала повторяешь святое имя, поклоняешься им. Сначала повторяешь эту мантру.
can you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? This Mahamantra I have got from my Guru Maharaj, he must have given me, and he ordered me to give sincerely carry descending to Guru Parampara. Mahamantra is this: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Mahamantra I give you without offense, without offense. You chant this Mahamantra and be happy. This is the highest mantra of all mantras the best.
Это высшая из всех существующих мантр на Земле. Поэтому она произошла через степень ученической преемственности ко мне. И я даю по милости моего Гуру Махараджа, я передаю ее тебе. Поэтому повторяя ее, ты будешь повторять ее и будешь счастлив. Повторяй эту мантру, старайся избежать 10 оскорблений, которые написаны в книге.
Here is 10 kinds of offense explained in English.
Эти 10 оскорблений объяснены в этой книге.
Memorize and chant.
Запомни их и повторяй мантру.
So, devotee's name. Jayalakshmi Devidas.
Jayalakshmi Devidas. Jayalakshmi.
Om Jnanatimram Shubhamam
Adhishthasra and Jayalakshmi.
Yes, Chandana Pushpa or in Gita.
Не полностью, а просто
Sit there. So the Bhajar, Hey Naam Parayan, Sadhu Mahajan, Kali Nindana Koriya. This is Bengali expression. The Harinam Mahamantra, all mantras are best. Who, which preaching in this mundane world is real sadhu and not to abuse him, then he not will be in offensive position.
это описано в бенгальской поэзии, что возвышенная мантра Харинама — это лучшая мантра, когда бы существовавшая. И тот человек, который распространяет эту мантру, является саду. Одно из самых главных оскорблений — никогда не оскорблять саду, святых. Старайтесь не оскорблять святых.
This way, 10 kinds of offense here stated in Bengali Sanskrit. It is written in Padma Purana.
Таким образом, в этой книге содержатся цитаты из разных святых писаний, которые объясняют на бенгале, на английском языке все эти оскорбления, которых нужно избегать.
The holy name of Krishna is the divine service-yielding gem of full-fledged divinity. The name is Krishna himself, the full-fledged form of conscious and living nectarian ecstasis. The name is old, never subjugated and divided like any object of spiritual water.
Само имя не отлично от Кришны, и оно постоянно присутствует в океане духовного нектара.
The name is pure, unadulterated by Maya. name is eternally free, eternally transcendental and never subject to any material real activities.
Это имя полностью свободное и чисто. Оно никаким образом не касается никаких материальных осквернений. Оно никаким образом не подлежит никакому материальному воздействию. Оно вне материи.
Because there is no difference whatsoever between the name and the name.
Потому что на духовном плане не существует разницы между именем и личностью. Имя и личность — это одно и то же. Тем самым имя является самим Кришной.
When that name you will chant with dull prophets, it will live in your heart.
Когда вы будете повторять это святое имя без оскорблений, это имя явит себя само в вашем сердце, вы увидите.
And you will get that full-fledged, renounced service.
Тогда вы получите полную бенефисенцию, вы поймете тогда, что это есть на самом деле служение святому имени.
Hare Krishna, this is the name of Radharani and Krishna.
Харе Кришна, в этом слове присутствуют два имени, Радхарани и Кришна.
We are praying as a mood of calling to Radha Krishna. Please take the asana, seat in my heart.
И мы молимся Радхе и Кришне, пожалуйста, займите место в нашем сердце, придите в наше сердце.
And this Harinam, when it is in our heart, all the environment and all inauspicious smells will go out from it.
И таким образом, когда это сердце, когда это имя приходит в наше сердце и сияет там, все негативное состояние иллюзии уходит само собой из сердца. И сердце находится в очищенном состоянии.
And every day we try to chant as much as possible, minimum 16 rounds. And when it is very much deeply engaged, 4 rounds must be chanted.
И каждый день повторяйте это святое имя. Старайтесь повторять долго его, по 16 кругов. Но если у вас не будет времени, хотя бы минимум занимайтесь это, повторяйте 4 круга.
You come from so far and from different culture, then I am trying as possible to establish this consciousness into your heart.
Мы пришли из другой страны, из другой культуры. Но я от всего сердца стараюсь каким-то образом, чтобы в вашем сердце восстановилось это духовное сознание Кришны.
And all the ecstasy, charm, beauty, love, everything existing in consciousness. And it is my prayer, by the mercy of Guru, you will get it.
И гармония, счастье, любовь, все присутствует в духовном сознании. И я верю, что милостью Гуру Махараджа вы это все получите. Это мое благословение вам обоим.
Jai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Atul Chandra Prabhu ki jai. Jai Lakshmi Mai ki jai. Jai Srimad Bhakti Ananda Sagar Maharaj ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Swamita Vaishnavamandal ki jai. Gaur Pramanande.
Jai Guru Maharaj Om Vishnupat Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj ki jai.
Haribo.
Right, maybe you can say 1 or 2 words for Russian today now, because it's good environment.
Yes.
Because they I don't know what to disturb you, but this very nice environment, and maybe we make like a video letter. You give them your
Yes,
to Srivas Prabhu, to Tara, to Sanatan Prabhu, with Sagar Maharaj together, did he do both? Кадренье, да?
Да, да, все.
Maybe Sagar Maharaj can start and then Guru Maharaj can say something, or...
Questions, we have many.
Questions I've done many. I just want them to say something to Russian devotees.
Recently you had 3 public programs,
Right.
preaching.
Right.
Have you done?
Well, we actually have every week we have one.
Every week you have a program for preaching.
Not so much preaching is for all devotees. We're now restoring, as you said, we're restoring all devotees. We're trying to put them together.
Not so much to the public, but many people already know about Krishna consciousness.
Right.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Right.
And also, I feel so much hope that the Russian country enlightened by material science so much, and now they are enlightened by Krishna consciousness. There is much possibility, and they discover many things in material matter. If they will try, they will practice very happily within this Krishna consciousness. And that period comes in Russia, and you are all joined.
That period has come now.
Yes. And you are all joined and given nourishment to them. It is making me very happy.
And anything you want to say, Maharaj, to our devotees there? Srivas, Tara, Sanatan Prabhu.
When they are Shiva Prabhu, Tara Prabhu, Sanatan Prabhu, when they are devotees, then that is super happiness for all the Vaishnavas. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes shown, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shown us, he becomes devotees. Then all the devotees, like Srivas Pandit, like Madhagar Pandit, Mukunda Datta, everybody was very happy and they are praying Krishna. And you gave us this Nimai Pandit as a devotee, then now I can happily preach our conception, Krishna consciousness, everywhere. That is, Nimai Pandit is great in this community. This way they shown their happiness. And we are also feeling like that, very happiness, that the devotees, they are steadily continuing, maybe smaller, maybe big, that program in Russia. In the name of Guru Maharaj, it is more exalted and more important. Philosophically, Guru Maharaj existing is in the highest consciousness. No one can compete with Guru Maharaj. This is stated. All the scriptures, there it is written in the scriptures. And Mahaprabhu himself told, Prabhupada himself, Prabhupada has given himself that consciousness to everybody. And yet you try to follow. So Siddha Maharaj, you will get
Greatest benefit.
the greatest benefit, highest benefit of your life. And not maybe immediately, but later on, all the devotees of Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they given that respect to Srila Guru Maharaj. And that conception now in Russia, so you, especially I am thinking, so you which is in Russia, then you will get highest the benefit and blessings of Srila Guru Maharaj. And all the devotees, they are also getting, but they will spread. We'll try to spread it in the community of especially Russian. So
Actually, glory of Srila Sridhar Maharaj is so high that even before we came, Srila Sagamar could say, people already know who is Sridhar Maharaj.
Yes.
But they never met any bona fide representative.
That is true. Not only fortune. And a more than good fortune. They are. They will not expect. Will not expect it. Immediate we will be connected with Russia. Before I tried to send 2 persons. One is Mahajogi Maharaj, but he come back from Germany. Cannot enter to Russia. Then I told to Sudhi Goswami, who composed Guru Maharaj's books. Not composed, compiled. That Sudhi Goswami also tell me, yes, Maharaj, I shall try. And he also tried some way. But successfully, you, the Jagannath Vallabh Prabhu, with Srimad Bhakti Ananda Sagar Maharaj, and little help from myself. You have done that very nice preaching environment created there. And Srimad Sagar Maharaj went there, and you have many friends. Sagar Maharaj has got many friends. And I am also in future being expecting when it will be possible, by me as possible, I shall try to help that way to my Russian friends.
Actually, everything happened only by your grace. Yes. Because we did not even make any arrangements in Moscow when we came. It is only by your mercy, because when we came, we did not know where we're going to stay, who we're going to speak to, how the program going to go. So it was not my management, it was just your grace. When we came, we had immediately devotees who met us, give us plays, programs, everything. So it is by your grace.
I'm doing always, my Guru and blessing, always with them. And Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, especially Nityananda Prabhu's grace, and feel. Otherwise it was not possible. Now I have seen some photos in front of Kremlin, they are also chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Which way it will be possible that Mahamantra not so cheap thing. It doesn't matter. But there we are seeing the devotees are chanting. Which way you will expand it? All over the world now chanting Mahamantra. And it was restricted in Russia before. Then now, Russian people also, they are chanting, dancing with the Mahamantra. It is so beautiful and fortunate news for us. We have not seen that, but we have seen many photos there. And they are playing with them, they are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said one day, all whole world will chant, and that day is already come. And necessary, without offerings to do that. Then the result will get very quick. Otherwise it will be late. Then why we shall give that chance? To delay. To delay. And the process is very nice. Not to disturb this environment, not to disturb others' mind. And that is possible with its formula. Vedada Vishunichena, Tarolino Sahisruna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtanina Sada. He is able to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra without disturbance and without disturbing the environment, without offense. Then Krishna must reveal in their heart. It is not dead matter. It is living matter. Our soul, the Jivatma, living entity, and everything is transcendental, coming from transcendental world. Then why we not connect with the transcendental world? It is very easy thing, only necessary to connect. If yesterday I told the turn the start your generator, first necessary something to do. Then when it will get his own momentum, then not necessary. He will generate itself. The millions and millions of world. That is infinite. World is infinite, that transcendental world. The Sri of Kanta, Parama Purusha, Kalaputaravu, Brahma Bhumi Chinta Maniganamayi Kulamamritam, Padha Dhananatam, Gamanama Bibhamasi Kiyasai, Hirananda Ju. How nice and high. Paramama Tada Sadgamapichu. How sweet, how nice. Everything they are so ecstatic, beautiful. Ecstatically beautiful. Everything is existing within full, lovely consciousness. They are only love. There is only the negotiable, connected, the Bhagavad Dhani of Krishna. Fruit song. As possible, we shall try to help.
वीडियो कैमरा
सब जैसे नहीं जाओगे
आप दिखाते सकते हैं हमारा जितना ले गया 10 आदमी सोचता ही तो बैठी हल्ला मचाते हैं जगह जगह पर लिखा रखा है
Сколько?
You do not know what is good for you. 250, okay, good price. Kaluda, this one. Very lost. You do not know what is good for you.
След определенно. Перспектива вернется духовной жизни, да, серьезно? Вроде бы.
Я только определился одной в жизни, что мне нужно. 2 вещи я четко знаю. Нет, деньги у меня так сейчас не стоит. Ну, да, сейчас проблема такая есть, конечно, в последнее время. Я знаю, что четко мне нужно. Духовная практика. То есть я должен заниматься этим, как бы мне плохо не было. Знаете? Ну а все остальное это прилаживается. А так заниматься, я сам не знаю, чем заниматься в жизни. Все-таки заснял этого бабу я.
Вот здесь сейчас сейчас можешь снимать.
Бабай не успел ничего сделать, я заснял его. Харе Кришна! Это ночной Вриндаван.
Эксклюзивное интервью, данное прямо с велосипеда. Харибол, Харибол. И ты, вот видишь, красавец.
О! Дырвал.
Здесь снимает.
Харе Кришна. Русским интересно показать будет, что тут побрякушки всякие, да, это.
Все, выключай. Отдельно.
Чего думаешь?
Да, с трезубцем. Он обдолбанный, не надо, сейчас с трезубцем уебет.
Да не вижу. Баба. О. Баба.
Да-да.
Баба. Да-да. О-хо-хо-хо. Ну чего, мы будем закрыты, что ли? Давай зайдем в Кингудве.
As we develop positively and see the environment in the correct way, we see that the environment is friendly.
Right.
And is actually helping us. Now, if somebody actually reflects upon that, they can understand that that is really basic Vaishnava teaching. That if they don't have that conclusion or that realization in their own spiritual life, they're not really understanding or not really acting on the platform of being Vaishnava. They're acting or living in a superficial way. And I feel that many people, even today within ISKCON, they read the books of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, maybe not openly, but they're reading those books and they're appreciating his conclusions. And like this, there are so many teachings. I mean, anybody who has seen this book, for instance, Loving Search for the Lost Servant, there's nothing you can really add. I mean, that book is so beautiful. Right. And it shows the basic idea. Prabhupada, he used to say, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that everyone is, it is the nature of the living entity to inquire. But when Sridhar Maharaj presents, for instance, in the book, which was based on Srila Sridhar Maharaj's conversations called the Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. There, as Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj, Guru Maharaj is a successor and the present Acharya here at the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, as he's explained, that book, Search for Sri Krishna, it actually gives Sambandha, Avideya, and Prayojana all together, just practically in the title. Sambandha means our relationship, and Avideya means the practice that we follow in order to be able to realize that relationship, and Prayojana means the goal. And the goal is ultimately love of Godhead. So the search for Sri Krishna gives us a relationship with the Lord. It also gives us the practice, and it gives us the goal. Right. Intimated within that title. But from there, that's one side of it. That's the Atato Brahma Jigyasa, how we're all looking for the meaning of rasa in our life. We're eternal and conscious living beings, but what are we eternally conscious of? Ultimately, Krishna, he's the source of all rasa, all relationships. So we're looking for a relationship with Krishna. But when Guru Maharaj presented the loving search for the lost servant, then it gives the other side, how actually the Lord is looking for all the souls lost within this world. But if somebody sees even the physical presentation of that book, Loving Search for the Lost Servant, the way it's laid out, the way it's presented, is so beautiful. And there's so many references to the deep realizations of Srila Rupa Goswami. When somebody begins to hear about how Srila Guru Maharaj is presenting the real flow of the Rupanuga line, it has an effect of practically nectarizing his heart, changing his heart so completely. And these are the things that I feel that devotees who are trying to advance, they're looking for these things. And it's not being done in an artificial way as if, as I've heard sometimes people say negatively, oh, they are trying to present themselves as on the platform of rasa, etc. No, the idea is that Sridhar Maharaj, when the devotees were approaching him, it was at a very advanced stage in his life. He was a very mature person. I mean, when he left this world, he was 93 years old, and he was appreciated during the time that he was here, not only by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but by all of his godbrothers, and appreciated by Srila Prabhupada himself for what he said, what he had to give. So how can the devotees possibly think that they don't have to they will not benefit by contact with such a soul? I mean, the nature of his speaking, the nature of him, of Sridhar Maharaj himself is that he's a very sweet person. He's a very, he has the interest of the devotees in his heart. That is what his heart is really about. He himself carries that message of the Lord, that he's concerned about the devotees, that he wants to help the devotees. And how can anybody possibly lose by having contact with such a Vaishnava?
Well, let me ask you then another question. You had lots of personal association with Sridhar Maharaj. What do you really, what stays in your mind? Like many people say certain things about Srila Prabhupada. What catches your heart, and what stays in your mind?
Well, let me qualify this a little bit. That actually, when I came, I had read and heard the teachings of Sridhar Maharaj and heard from some of his disciples, like Shripad Bhaktiananda Sagar Maharaj, who's my friend for 20-some years. We've known each other intimately for a long time. And other persons like Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj, all who had relationship with Srila Maharaj. But when I came here, I had the good fortune to contact Srila Govinda Maharaj, who's the present, our present Acharya. And he actually was also one of the reasons that Sridhar Maharaj gave his teachings and himself to the world, in particular the Western world, because of Govinda Maharaj's influence and Govinda Maharaj's desire for Guru Maharaj to spread his realizations and help the devotees. At that time, some devotees were having difficulty with the way things were going, in the world Vaishnava movement.
That was in the 70s, right?
Yeah, that was in the late 70s, and then the 80s also, and especially in 81 from there on. But they approached, and Govinda Maharaj, he asked Guru Maharaj to help, and Guru Maharaj also felt that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had asked him to preach in the West, and he felt by helping the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami, that he would be fulfilling that instruction of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But that wasn't just it in itself. It was also due to Srila Govinda Maharaj's influence, because he and Srila Guru Maharaj have such a deep and intimate relationship. For Srila Govinda Maharaj was with Srila Sridhar Maharaj for 42 years here in the Math. And he asked that Srila Guru Maharaj would take some responsibility for the Western devotees. And Guru Maharaj said, well, if I do so, I'm old now, and I may pass away at any moment. So if I go, who will carry on the help? Guru Maharaj talked about relief work. He wanted to provide not just work, not just some propaganda work to attract new people and to, print new books and open new temples, but he wanted to help those people who were already practicing devotees. And he talked about that relief work, but he said who will carry on that relief work. And Srila Govinda Maharaj promised that he would continue with Srila Sridhar Maharaj's work after Srila Sridhar Maharaj left. And so Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he felt that that was to him very inspiring, and he gave his assistance to those persons.
Света мало очень.
What can you, we're losing our light every moment, what can you say to our Russian devotees? Anything, particular message?
Well, the relationship between Russia and India has always been a very close one. You know, as long I've been coming here since 1971, and I know that the relationship that you see between India and Russia is always been a tight and friendly one. So I would say to those Russian devotees, they should take the best of what here in Varsha, here in India, the best that there is to offer, and that is Srila Maharaj's mission, and that they should approach the person of Srila Govinda Maharaj. That will give them, ultimately, why do all these things happen? Because now I feel that in Russia they're in a position to get the best that the Vaishnava acharyas have come to give, and the very essence, the deep realizations of this line, and that will inspire them, both their intellect and also their heart. Because Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, is a deeply intellectual person, as is Srila Govinda Maharaj. And also not just based on the head, but on the deep convictions of the heart as well. And when I feel that when the Russian people come in contact with those realizations and stop listening to just, the words that are being said in terms of debate as to what is the value or what is not the value, but when they see for themselves and taste for themselves, then they'll become captivated. They'll really see. These people, they're not superficial. The Russian people are not superficial. Let them look for themselves. Let them look into the books of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. Let them listen themselves, and they will become convinced. I am sure of that. This relationship has that deepness. But they'll appreciate it. There's no need to ask them, to debate what is the taste. They can taste for themselves.
Very nice. Sandalwood Maharaj. That was Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada.
1969.
Did you ever have personal association with Srila Prabhupada?
Many times.
What was your service? What was the reason?
My service?
Yeah.
One time I got to install a buzzer underneath his desk.
Okay.
That was very nice. He appreciated that. I could see in his smile. I ran Spiritual Sky for a number of years, incense company in Los Angeles.
Oh, an incense company, Spiritual Sky.
For a number of years.
Okay, and now let me ask you questions. Some people say, some old Srila Prabhupada disciples say, when they see Govinda Maharaj, he reminds them of Srila Prabhupada. Is that real truth or just an impression of some sanctuary people? Does Govinda Maharaj sometimes remind Srila Prabhupada?
Like a son reminds one of his father.
Right.
There's no question. He says openly that Srila Prabhupada is his Shiksha Guru, one, and he spent his study of Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada, and he has the preaching spirit of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was what he calls a desperate preacher, whereas Srila Guru Maharaj characterized himself as a back-pushing man, that he would rather stay in one place. He traveled a great deal for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and preached widely. But after the disappearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he did not want to do that so much. But Govinda Maharaj, even in his youth, was engaged by Srila Prabhupada in distributing Bhakti Godhead magazine. The first issues of Bhakti Godhead magazine were distributed by Srila Govinda Maharaj. So, as Janard Maharaj was explaining, I think my feeling is some has been revealed and more will be revealed, that the mission for preaching in the West was patched during the 12 years that Srila Prabhupada hosted Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj in his house in Calcutta in Banerjee Lane. So I think there's a great deal of similarities. I tell you one intimate story. When he was in San Jose, we were reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita and Srila Sridhar Maharaj's Bhagavad Gita, and they are based on different commentary. And one verse is interpreted one way and one is another. So Govinda Maharaj was saying, I am disciple of Guru Maharaj, so I must take this line. However, my heart is with Swami Maharaj's interpretation of that verse, the Srila Prabhupada. So, in many ways, he is Prabhupada's first disciple. And I think my feeling is there's, you can't say there's no difference in the teachings.
Right.
Because it's all personal and individual. Right. But it's the same. There's no contradiction in the teachings. Right. There's we hear the same vibration. We hear the same sympathetic chords, and I don't know how I could have been nourished in my spiritual life had I not gotten the grace of Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. So I feel directed here by Srila Prabhupada.
But let me ask you a question. There are many sincere people who already know something about Krishna consciousness, and they're looking for a spiritual master or they're looking for a spiritual guidance. What would be a suggestion to these people? Because they don't really know much about history.